Hello and welcome to the season that was, where we're wrapping up every side's 2024 campaign thanks to AAMI, and today we are looking at the Premier Kane. Brisbane, they finally got over the line, won their first flag in more than 2 decades. Clearly the positive for them was grand final day, where they were absolutely outstanding.
Amazing. Yeah, what a year. I mean, you could almost do a movie on the season that it was. The slow start, the concerns over, the culture at the footy club, or some disharmony is probably the right word there. The injuries, all of the ACLs to, look as though their season was probably going to struggle to make the finals, let alone win the premiership at points throughout the home and away season. And then to do it from outside the top 4 was just remarkable, and it's as good and a resilient premiership win as we've seen. I reckon it was extraordinary, and what a performance, a brutal performance for them to produce their best game of the year on grand final day. Clearly that's the highlight.
They were outstanding in that 60-point win. Not too many problems for the Lions coming out of 2024, but there's one big one going into 2025, and that is, how do they replace the recently retired Joe Daniher?
Well, they don't. You can't replace him. So you've got to come up with different strategies in terms of the way that you play and your personnel. Go a little bit smaller in the forward line. Logan Morris and Eric Hipwood, that they will be your tools, even though Hipwood doesn't necessarily play like a tool. They may be able to get the delisted free agency market and have a look there, but it won't be a replacement for Joe. So that's their biggest issue. But they do have a number of medium forwards who can really mark it above their head. Rayner, McCarthy when he comes back. Loman is really strong overhead, so maybe you use Cam Rayner as more of a key position target in the forward line and less midfield minutes. That may be an option, but I mean, they're stacked. They've got talent everywhere. They're going to get another good couple of players through the draft, so they'll be around abouts, you would think, again next year.
They certainly will be. In terms of their defining moment of the season, it came in the second quarter of that grand final performance, where they kicked 6 goals in 16 minutes to well and truly take the game away from the Swans. This is where they were at their dominant best.
Oh, brutal. Yeah, I just thought in every facet it was just a brutal performance, and such a amazing performance really to do that. So it had everything. I thought their tackling, their pressure, the way that they controlled the game, and then their star players came to play, led by their 2 midfielders, Lachie Neale and Will Ashcroft, who were enormous. Lost their big ruckman in the prelim final. That didn't worry them. That was just, I just thought their tackling, the brutality of it was sensational. So what a premiership, and one that we will remember for a long, long time.
You mentioned their 2 great midfielders. Lachie Neale is their season star. He was fantastic all year, prolific as always, but I thought his impact in that grand final performance was as good as it has ever been. He was so dominant in that game. Had about 20 contested possessions, had 30 touches, 10 clearances. He was fantastic.
Yeah, he's best player on the ground for me. I thought he should have won the Norm Smith medal, not taking anything away from Will Ashcroft, but he wins the best and fairest in a premiership year to add to his amazing resume that he's got. It features 2 Brownlow medals, so one of the greatest recruits that any side has ever had, and we've seen that, and that's why the trade period is so important. Jeremy Cameron, what he did for Geelong in 2022, Lachie Neale, what he's done for a long period of time, but does it on grand final day. That's why there's so much hope associated with the trade period, and Brisbane have been as good as anyone in that space. The moves that they've made at this time of the year, which ultimately give you the premiership, dates back 3, 4, 5 years, and Lachie Neale's been central to that.
Yeah, their recruiting and list management has been fantastic across that period. You got a grade for us for the Lions?
A+. What else could it be? What a season, the year of the Lion.
It certainly was. Thank you for your time, Kane. Keep clicking back to afl.com.au, where we've been wrapping up every club season for the season that was.